Hello and welcome along to Moss Valley. Field 25 needs seeding with sorghum, but first we have to find a way to raise the pH level as the grass is too far grown. Will mulching it first allow us to spread the lime? Let's get farming. Before we can get started on the mulching this morning though, we need to start sorting out the weeding on fields 32 and GamingFFC. So we're gonna try and squeeze in here, grab the weeder. We'll start on field 32 and get that going. So back this up carefully into here, like so, and then do that. And yeah, this should work fairly easily for us. The 8340 is absolutely suited for this job. And neither of these fields are too far grown, having both been planted last month. So we'll unfold this. We will set this as... actually, we'll set this as the starting point to get it to do the headlands first. So setting a course here, we want to do headlands first. I think 3 headlands would be pretty good for this. Yep. So generate me a fieldwork course. That will finish down the bottom end there, but should be all good. So, oh no, we want to go with the crop. So I actually want to do longest edge and generate that again. And that is much better. It has that little bit of a weird point up the top there where it'll work around, but it should be fine. We'll finish up the top there. So let's close this. And first waypoint, and because we're at the first waypoint, it should have no problem at all, and we can jump out and let the 8340 get on with its work. And then we're gonna grab the TM155. I'm trying to remember where I left my mulcher, and actually it's over here. Now I have a feeling that mowing field 25 would basically have the same effect, but there's 2 reasons I'm not doing that. The first is that would require a whole load of work. We would have to mow it and then either ted it and bale it, or bale it and wrap it. We have none of the equipment to do any of that, so that's not really possible. And also, we don't have the time. Yeah, well, we don't have the time, we don't have the equipment, we don't have the money. It's just not really a feasible thing for us. Doing this though should basically have the same effect as mowing it, and so as a result I'm expecting us to be in a harvested state with this field by the time we've mulched it. It should have the bonus of mulching the field, of course, before we seed it, and because it's in a harvested state after this, it should also be able to be limed and raising the pH. So this is a little bit of experiment. It sort of came to me between last time where we had that problem with the lime and this time. So let's bring this into here. We'll unfold the mulcher and then start it up, put it down, and certainly seems to be having the desired effect. And if we have a look at field 25, yeah, we are first stage growth, so this might just work. As long as we are able to lime this in that stage of growth on grass, we should be absolutely fine, and then we'll be able to just come in and actually plant this field on the with our whole seeder, which is a direct seeder, and have no issue at all. Although looking at this, the edge of this field might be right up against this fence. I don't like how close I am to that tree here. We've got to find the edge of this field though, because otherwise we're not going to find the edge of this field with the lime. We've just gone over the hour, and it looks like the wind turbines are coming to our rescue again. We have gone up in money as the hour's gone over, so we should have enough money come in to have our lone hired worker working away, getting rid of those weeds while we deal with this field. So I'm very, very happy about that. That is going to be an absolute lifesaver. About 2/3 of the way around the field now on our second headland, and it's going fairly well. We're coming up to 10 a.m. This is going to be the longest amount of time we spend doing anything today, I think, getting this done. It's not the end of the world if we don't get this seeded today, because we do have another day in April, but I'd obviously like to get this all done and dusted. The only thing we will have left after this week, or this job, getting this seeded and this month, is really getting the weeds gone on here. And I think what I'll probably do is get rid of them separately, and then we'll go from there later on. Let's set ourselves a play course. I think on this side of the field is the best way to do it. Set our second one, good. Then we can auto width. And yeah, that will be the best way along that edge up there. It's a slightly funny shaped field, this, but that is going to be one of the more open ways to do it. And then we can just cut straight across the field from this corner when we get down to the bottom. And wow, at a 47.6 degree angle, we're going straight from that entrance in that corner there, right up to the entrance in the far corner. I mean, this is pretty much splitting this field in half. Yeah, look at that, right up to the top corner. That is pretty amazing. Definitely the way to do this field, I think. That has just worked out really well. What hasn't worked out too well is our fuel level, which is appallingly bad right now. So I am going to line this up here. We're going to go across the field, and then I'm going to have to run this tractor back up to the farmyard before we run out of fuel and have a bigger problem on our hands. The fuel tank on our farm is really far out of the way. We have to come right out of the farm and into this cluster of buildings around the back here. There's not really any storage or anything around here that's usable. It is just the fuel tank. Let's turn the tractor off, actually, and refill that. And yeah, there really isn't anything usable down here. I don't think any of these are openable. So it's just sort of a yard that we can't do much with. Right, let's back up. And actually, I'm gonna put DEF into it because this tractor doesn't actually take DEF, so we'll refill that at the same time, like so. And that way, I just need to edit it out of the mod, to be honest. This tractor shouldn't have DEF, and so when we fill out with fuel, I just fill up the DEF without paying for any, because it wouldn't actually have any. While I'm coming down here, I just want to quickly hop in the 8340 and check the fuel levels on that as well. I think it's all right, but I want to check. Yeah, we're all right. We've got half a tank in that. That will be plenty to get that field done. So we'll leave that to that, and we'll go finish off mulching this field. It's certainly working very well. We've opened up a sizable section of the field. I think we're probably about a third of the way done. Does kind of reinforce my thoughts that we are likely to get this mulched today and maybe the pH sorted. But I don't think we're going to get much further than that. I certainly don't think we're going to be able to get this planted today. As I said, though, not a big problem. We've got another day in April. We'll be able to sort this and get this in. Similarly, I'm not expecting our other tractor, our 8340, to actually finish the job it's got there today. It does seem to be sort of going up through the middle of the field. I think that might be due to the weird way it's had to set up. So I might just have a quick check on that in a minute. However, we are motoring through here with little to no issue. and we've got a nice setup going. The GPS is helping us out really well, making this job much easier, and we should have it finished today. Yeah, as I suspected, it's done a little bit of a weird thing. So it's gone and it's cleared up the area of weeds up here, the 8340, and then come back down that road there. It's now working its way across the field here. It'll clear out those, and then it'll start clearing out the rest of that. It is not very far into that field. It's got the headlands done, and it started on the main body of the field. But you can see here the same with our field here. We've got the headlands done. We've got into the main body of the field, but we've not got very far into it so far. I found out what the issue was with the 8340, why it hadn't been going as far as I thought it had. It had its cruise control set to a lot lower number. So now that I've jumped in, I've sorted the cruise control out, it's going a lot faster and should complete this field a lot quicker. As I was saying earlier though, even if this doesn't work on here and we are unable to spread the lime on it, we will still get a boost from the mulching. Getting the pH up, it is important, but getting the mulching on here will give us a 2.5% boost to the yield as well. So this job is worth doing, and this experiment is going to be worth having before we get the sorghum in here, especially as a 2.5% jump in the yield of the sorghum is quite considerable considering how much that crop is worth. We've got a very wide gap between the two halves of the field now, so I'm going to concentrate on clearing out this smaller section here. That should clear out pretty quickly, and then we'll be able to go and concentrate on the top side of the field. As suspected, time is ticking on today, and both our tractors are still working hard on getting their fields done. I don't think that we can get the seeder going on, and in fact I think having the seeder go on here next time makes a lot more sense, especially as even after we seed we still need to roll. We did manage to get both of our fields from last month seeded and rolled, so the only one that didn't get the roller on it this year is the wheat field, and we will be much more prepared for that next year. The one thing I do need to work out is exactly what my crop rotation is going to be, and I know that we basically have gone from canola to barley on the GamingFFC field, so we need to work out whether we're going to go canola to barley or barley to canola overall. I think it's going to be interesting from that point of view, because whatever we do, we're then going to go sorghum on the other field over that side, and we're going to go either barley or wheat into here. One of the things I love about this map is that I think we've got just about the right size equipment to farm it, both realistically and in the amount of time that we have. The mulcher here is not massive, our weeder is not massive, they all fit this fairly well. You might take a day to do a job like this, and I think that is quite cool that we are moving around and doing that. And the same with weeding a field of that size with that size equipment. About a day feels about right for it. So I'm really pleased with how realistic this series has sort of set up overall, and how it's worked out. And part of that is giving me the enjoyment, or that is partly giving me all the enjoyment that I'm getting with this series. It is working so well from that point of view that I don't mind that things at times aren't quite going as fast as I'd like, because that's realistic. It probably won't go as fast as I like all the time, and that's pretty cool. Just gone 4:45 and we're on the last row of this field. I'm really quite pleased. We are going to have a little bit of time to get the lime done today. There's not a huge amount of time that will take. That'll be a fairly quick job. We do have a slightly smaller lime spreader than when we did the other fields. So it will take a little bit longer from that point of view. But to be honest, it shouldn't take too much longer. And this tractor should be able to handle it. At least I hope so, because I don't want to have to take the tractor off the seeder. But that is the last of the grass on here. So we will get this folded up, get this back to the farm, and get the lime spreader down here and see if we can get this limed today as well. That field looks so much better clear of weeds. That is just absolutely wonderful. And I'm really hoping this works now. That will be a absolutely perfect end to the day if we are able to actually get a whole load of lime on this field. I don't see why we couldn't at this point. Although that going 8 miles an hour along that road with not much of a slope worries me a little bit. Through the mud, turn that on and start spreading. Oh, and it's still not doing it. So no, that unfortunately has proven to not work. Oh, I'm disappointed by that. I really hoped mulching this field was going to make the difference and allow us to put some lime on it. Apparently not, though, although the field is fully mulched. The problem is that it's listing it as growing, and therefore it is not letting it happen. That's really disappointing. I'm annoyed that hasn't worked. As for our weeds are almost gone on there. So the 8340 will have that field done today, and we'll move it over to the weed infested GamingFFC field tomorrow, while we get this one seeded, because we can't affect the pH level, which is a pity. Still, we will get the boost from it being mulched, so not all is lost. And for now, all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.